Well, good evening and welcome back to live softball action for 2021. James Harris here, and joining me on the mic is Lee Hull. Happy New Year, Lee, and welcome back to Spacequake Sports.
Thank you very much, James. Happy New Year to everybody, and it's been a warm day, but it's just they're looking after us a bit now, James. Looking forward to this.
It is the 65th Senior State Championships of Softball SA, and we are celebrating with an all-star game with a bit of a twist. It is the South Australian Stars versus the District Association affiliates all-star team, and we'll run through the lineup in just a moment. We're playing fully loaded softball rules, so it's going to be run and won within 3 innings. Then we're going to do a men's all-star game, Lee. Well, I'm excited to be back for 2021, and we've got a big year ahead of us as Georgia Hood leads off for the Stars with a hit. Sarah Tonkin will cross the plate, as does Ada Caruana. So the Stars off to a terrific start. Lee, we're normally used to seeing the Stars playing at national championships.
We are,
about
but
this time of year. Unfortunately,
because of the COVID situation, James, it's affected all sports, and we're not left behind in that sort of thing. So this is way to get their legs running around, and I see Bell and Chelsea and Georgia playing in the previous games, and that's just to keep them in tune, I think.
Yep, representing their home associations. Now, speaking of associations, Holly Tollier is pitching for the All-Stars. She's playing in the Adelaide Club competition as Georgia Hood takes a base. Jordan Harris is the runner at third base for the Stars. So 2 have already crossed the plate, Lee.
Yeah, it's a big start for the Stars, and no surprise, is it?
Yep, 2 runs off 1 pitch it was from Georgia Hood. Now, Georgia actually featured in the MC Sportswear Home Run Derby that we just had.
Saw that.
That was terrific. It was won by Belinda White. So
no surprise.
Good on Belinda White.
And this will be a great experience for the people that's playing against the Stars team here, won't it? You know, you're playing against the best we can produce here.
A couple of young stars, a couple of veterans out there as well. Charlie Nash is catching for the All-Stars with Joe Pfeiffer from the Gawler and District Softball Association at first base. Georgia King at second from the Hills. Abby Jorgensen also from the Hills at shortstop.
A couple of very good young players, those two, aren't they?
Yeah, Abby's been playing in the Premier League for the Hills Heat. Bree Dunn from Mount Gambier at third. Sarah Polderman at left field, also from Mount Gambier. Justine Coop from Mount Gambier at centre field. And Kyla out at right field for the Gawler and Districts Softball Association.
I was just saying that the pivots in this game from the Hills, Jorgensen and King, both excellent young players, great futures.
Just the second batter of the game. We've got 2 runs on the board already. Lana Kaiser was playing in the fully loaded competition that we ran in November, December. That's high for a ball, so a walk will load the bases yet again for the Stars. Now the fully loaded game, each inning starts with loaded bases. Lee, you haven't helped us with the commentary for the fully loaded.
No, I've been available Thursday. I do have some friends, and I meet them.
Mark suggested that we play fully loaded on Thursdays because you're not available. Our good friend Mark Cramp will join us back.
Is he still alive?
The table. Sure is. He came out to watch some of the men's games last night.
I was just checking on my mates.
Zoe Thompson and Jenna Burston waiting on the bench for the Women's All-Stars. It's a good pitch, just slightly inside to Belinda White. Now Belinda White's playing in the same team as Holly and Charlie this weekend.
How good is this player, Belle White? She's done everything, hasn't she, James? Just got to marvel at somebody like that.
Absolute dominant. We're going to have a special guest mic'd up in the men's game tonight. You'll see him. He'll stand out.
He looks like a player that's just come off the Giants list to me.
Well, he's in magnificent black and red in the Nan Angels colours, so we'll see him in the men's game. That'll be the 4th, 5th and 6th inning of tonight's broadcast. Fresh off an ice hockey game, I hear.
Well, he should be cool playing ice hockey.
Belle White smashes this one straight up in the air. Centre fielder Justine Coob under it, takes a catch. Harris tagging up. The throw was on its way, but it was cut off before it could get to the plate for a play at the plate. That's the first out and the third run for the Stars. Lee, the fully loaded game just goes in a blink of an eye.
Yep.
So there's not much messing around for those new to fully loaded softball action. Bases start loaded. The fence is in at 180 feet. And there's no timeouts, and there's no warm-up pitches, and there's catch a speed-up rule with any amount of outs or no outs, and
it's go, 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 James.
non-stop softball action.
Look at this batting lineup for Stars, my goodness.
Maddie Cameron is the hitter up to bat.
Cameron, Robinson, Tonkin, Brinket Tree.
Caruana.
Yes, well, I asked her and she said, you call me whatever you like. And Harris batting down the list. She was forgotten by Bell. But I'm not taking the blame for that.
But Bell didn't forget to put herself at 3.
No. That's when you're the best player here, you're entitled to do that.
And one just gets away from Charlie Nash, catching for the All-Stars team.
How old's Charlie? She played in the A-grade game for Port, didn't she? Not long ago, I believe.
Certainly did. And just one of the newbies coming through the ranks at Port Adelaide.
That's great.
And, of course, the state program.
Yeah, they've got some great young players, haven't they, down at the Port?
Cameron high, and this one goes foul. Look at the magnificent signage that we've got now at the venue out in the right and left field corners. We've blanked them out as well with the Softball SA logo out on the foul lines.
I think that's made the field look smaller to me. I think with the big signs, don't you think? They look like you could reach them out and touch them.
Sign in the background, there's MC Sportswear supporting Softball SA.
Look out.
For nearly the better part of 3 decades, and supporting this event as well, the Senior State Championships, as well as the Home Run Derby. We saw Cooper Goodman win back-to-back titles in the men's, Belinda White winning her first Home Run Derby title.
Which is strange to me.
Cameron really going for it, pulls another one foul, and she's not far away, is she, from making the connection she's after. It's so good seeing the Stars play in Adelaide. We don't get to see them that often.
We don't.
National Championships the last 3 years were in Canberra, and of course in 11 and a half months' time we're going to see the country's finest playing here in Adelaide for the first time since 2012, and the first time we'll host a Gilly Shield since 2005. They played for the Eddowbone Weber Shield last time we saw them in 2012.
It's a long time ago, isn't it? 16 years.
Far too long.
17 years.
Far too long. Our Premier Diamond was about 45, 50 metres behind us.
Yep.
Oh, well. Lots changed.
A lot has changed, and a lot of it for the better too. I tell you what, I'm throwing change up here to Maddie Cameron. I'm not letting her get the quick stuff because it's eventually going to go deep.
Well, she's hit about 11 fouls now. So you've got to mix it up.
Yep.
Get it on the outside edge, change it up a bit. She grooves it, and Maddie Cameron sets sail out to left field, and a great catch by Sarah Polderman.
Look at this throw coming.
Terrific throw at the plate. There was a play at the plate, but Georgia Hood was tagging up, and she crosses for run number 4. Now, Lee, for those new to this game, as we watch the MC Sportswear replay, 4 runs isn't much in a game of fully loaded softball because the game starts with loaded bases. So one swing of the bat will see 4 runs.
Yep, that's right. 1 over for sure.
Well, this is Chelsea Robinson up to bat. Don't be fooled by the shirt she's wearing. She's normally 16 and Robinson on the back. This one says Hoods. It looks like she's borrowing Amber Hood's top.
I think so, yeah.
Now, no disrespect to the All-Stars at all, but the Stars are going to play 1 player short. They're going to play with 8 tonight. So Chelsea Robinson batting in the 5 spot. High for a ball. She's playing for the Adelaide Club competition in the state championships. So good to see the Stars players involved in such an event, because normally we don't see them. In other states, you do. You see your state's best players playing in the state championship. Backhand play from Jorgensen, fires it across to Joe Pfeiffer at first, and that is the third out of the first innings. So the Stars not having it all their own way, but they do manage to have 4 cross the plate. Don't go anywhere, guys, because it is a very quick turnaround. We'll see the Stars players take the diamond, and when they do, Lee, I'll get you to take them through. No warm-up pitches, so it'll be quick, smart. As we see the All-Stars on screen there, that's Abby Jorgensen in the Hills uniform. Jenna Burston's calling the shots over there, Lee. She plays for the Hills Heat in the Premier League. She's a Mount Gambier native, and she's represented the state at junior level and with distinction as well. There's the Stars team on screen. Let's take them through the defensive lineup.
Right, pitching for the Stars, Georgia Hood, the Hills top Hood. Pitching to Sarah Tonkin, first base Belle White, Jordan Harris is at second, Lana Kaysler at third, Chelsea Robinson as that shortstop. Maddie Cameron, I've been told, is playing left field and centre field, and Ada Caruana is at right field.
Well, I can see why you called her Brinketree. That is her maiden name, and it's on the back of her uniform. Just the same as number 7 for the Stars has her maiden name as well.
Well, that's true. Jordan Lambert. Can we ever forget that name? No, we can't. You won't be able to.
Well,
she's your wonderful wife, and you both have a lot in common. You're both very good softballers to start with.
Lee, that's not for me to say. But
no, I said it, so that's fine.
But thanks for that, mate. I did. I said to myself, I'm going to get everyone's name right this year as a New Year's resolution. So it's going to be hard for me to call her Lambert now.
Yes, yeah.
All right, we could wax lyrical about that all night. Lee, Georgia Hood is on the mound for the Stars. We've got Justine Coops leading off. So a couple of Mount Gambier teammates facing off against each other now, playing in the women's A grade at the state championships this year. Georgia, fantastic to see her return to play for the Mount.
Over the years of the senior state championships, Mount Gambier have been very strong.
Normally, the person that you look back in the record books for Mount Gambier is a lady by the name of Tanya Creek. Any relation? High ball. That one's going to go to shallow left field, where Chelsea Robinson backs back to make a good catch. That is where to hit it against the Stars, because they are shorter left fielder. Any relation to the pitcher playing at the moment?
Creek, yes. Mother of Georgia Hood and Amber.
Tanya Hood.
Who's a terrific player, Amber, as well.
Played for many years representing the Mount, and they've had some great success as well, haven't they, over the years?
They certainly have. Wonderful.
65th Senior State Championship this year.
Where'd that time go?
Abby Jorgensen is the hitter for the All-Stars.
Also plays women's baseball.
That ball's popped up. Chelsea Robinson's under it again. She's Chelsea everywhere at the moment, filling in at shortstop and left field by the looks of things. You said it was Maddie playing left field, so 2 pop-ups to shortstop for you scoring at home. Great reverse angle, leading teams replay. She's got under it, Lee.
Yep.
The eyes.
Quick legs, though. Quick legs.
Eyes light up when you've got the fence at 180.
Yeah. And sometimes that puts you off in your batting, your timing, doesn't it? You look at it. It's like when you have your outfielders in the normal game and batters come up. Look how close they are. I'm going for the big lick. They forget all about their timing. Seen it happen lots of time.
Ground ball to Chelsea Robinson. Just a slight bobble, but still has time to come up and fire it across to first base for the third out. So we might have to make Chelsea Robinson do it with one hand behind her back next inning. She's had all 3 defensive plays, and the Stars blank the All-Stars at the end of the first. Great replay there, thanks to Leading Teams and Spacequake Sports. Joe Pfeiffer was the batter as she That run nearly scored.
Simple here, isn't it, for them? Keep the ball away from Chelsea. That's been noted straight away. She's a very good player. What I'd class as a utility.
Yep, we've got a quick change here from Jenna Burston for the All-Stars. Lots of changes. Okay, let's hear them. So Zoe Thompson's coming into pitch. Georgia King coming in to catch. Holly Tolya at second base. Let's get through them quicker here, Jenna. Charlie Nash at third base. And Jenna Burston is going to right field. Okay, there you go. There are your changes for the All-Stars game. Changes are thick and fast here in fully loaded softball.
Well, it's a thick and fast game, James, as we've already seen in one innings. Blink your eye, it's only going for 3 innings, isn't it?
All right, Zoe Thompson to pitch as we see Jenna moving out to right field.
And the hitting keeps coming for the Stars, doesn't it? Sarah Tonkin, Ada Brinket-Tree, Caruana, same thing. Jordan Harris, Lambert, same again.
Well, we've seen Sarah Tonkin this year in the Premier League. Bit of a slower start than what we're expecting from last year's Team of the Year catcher, and but the second half of, well, the first bit of the season, she just lit it up. She's amongst the league leaders in hits again, and one of the leaders of the Sturt Falcons. You can see the Falcons on her helmet.
They've got a long batting lineup, haven't they, the Falcons? In our local competition, the Premier League.
Sitting top, comfortably top in the Premier League. Good shot from Tonkin into the centre left alley. 2 runs are going to cross the plate. Chelsea Robinson's going to hold up at third base. So great start from Sarah Tonkin and the Stars. Another 2 runs on the board. We'll see Ada Caruana from the left-handed batter's box. It's pretty good from the centre field, Justine Coop, for the All-Stars. We'll just correct the score bug. 6 runs to 0 at the moment. So the Stars really asserting some dominance. But again, Lee, I'll say it again, I'll reiterate my point, is that one swing of the bat with loaded bases is 4 straight runs, and this one's popped up and Coop's in the action again. Robinson tagging up and the throw's going to get away.
That's why the pitcher needs to back up.
Pitcher needs to back up and no one covering home. Sarah Tonkin's going to try and pinch it, and she's going to slide in safely to clear the bases. So probably won't give a sacrifice fly to the hitter Ada Caruana, but well, we will, because Chelsea Robinson scored.
But that was a classic case, and that we talk about it in the Premier League a lot. Pitchers need to back up between third and home on the long ball, because that's exactly what happened. A run scored.
Another 2 runs, so 8 on the board now for the Stars, and great replay action. Jordan Harris, the hitter for the Stars. Lee, I might just take some time to mention that the Stars players have given their time up. Those that aren't playing, of course, have given their time up to come and help support this competition and volunteer as Harris hits one up the middle. So the Stars with a base runner playing with 8. So we'll go back to the top of the order. Georgia Hood is up to bat. Yeah, great to see some of the Stars players volunteering their time to help out for our great event, the 65th Senior State Championships, in and around the bar and the canteen.
Fantastic. Full credit to you, girls.
We also have a couple of other volunteers that participated in the Home Run Derby, Lee. I'll throw some names at you in a moment. And as Georgia Hood smashes this one opposite field, Jenna Burston gets under it to take a good catch. So is that just the first out of this second inning, Lee? Volunteering and then helping out, and then going to the Home Run Derby was Jack O'Loughlin. Started out at softball, played with the Adelaide Bites, now Giants, and signed with the Detroit Tigers Major League Baseball organisation, just recovering from some injuries and just swung the bat a little bit in the home run derby. Still got it, Jack O'Loughlin. And then AFLW inaugural premiership player with the Adelaide Crows, Rachel Killian, swung the bat for the first time. So a first-time softballer, and they both did very well.
Rachel looked very confident, didn't she?
Yeah.
Marched out there, wanted to go first. That's
Couple
a good
of great
sign.
athletes,
Yep.
yeah. Lights are shining bright here at West Beach. We're still under daylight though, daylight savings, so the sun will go down in the next 10 minutes or so. But so twilight here in Adelaide. We're not known for a twilight, are we? More of our sunsets than twilight.
Yep.
Not like Europe. Europe have a twilight that just seems to last all night in the summer.
Yeah, it's a thing in Antarctica, isn't it? It's can be night for 24 hours or something.
Yep.
I think the bloody clock would tell you this is not right.
Lana Kayser for the Stars. Big swing and a miss.
As we always say in the classics, now one for the team now, Lana. Seemed to be very low, didn't it?
Yep.
Maybe a shovel would have been a better option than a bat.
Good pitching from Thompson to keep it away from Kayser's wheelhouse, because she has the power to line drive one over the fence.
And she can run like a hare as well.
This one is a base on ball, so just the one out here in the second inning.
Her second base on balls. Lana. Outfield immediately see Bell come in. They go back right on the 180 feet.
Yep, any hit that goes over their head will go out for a run. Ground ball to Jorgensen. Does she play the lead runner? Yeah, Kayser at second base, but Harris crosses and scores for the Stars. That's the third out, Lee. I missed one. So the run doesn't score, so it remains at 8-0 in favour of the Stars. So they put 4 on in the first. They've got 4 in the second. Maybe they gave him an auto out, Lee.
Maybe.
Gave him an auto out.
Consistent batting, 4 and 4.
Well, the Stars are on screen. They're 8-run leaders as we go to the bottom of the second. So the All-Stars will get another chance. Lee, this is your first time doing calling a fully loaded game. We're halfway through already.
I know, it's exciting.
It's gone very quickly.
Yeah, I can see Harry May, picture of some note.
Aussie Steelers squad member, and we were talking earlier today, actually, we missed the opportunity to host a national championship for the men's here in Adelaide, which he would have been a big contributor and a big part of.
Big asset.
And he's shown some form, Lee, in the A-grade men's games last night. The traditional rivals, Hills versus Nampsa, Harry pitched a win and also hit a home run. So contributing with the bat and the ball. No doubt will feature in tomorrow's grand final. 1 p.m. live here on Spacequake Sports. We'll start the doubleheader broadcast tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. for the women's A-grade final. Time games in the state championships, a tournament format that allows more game time in, so it's a 70-minute game.
Or an hour and 10, whichever comes first.
Let's get back to the action, as that one was too good for me, Lee. Good one there. What do they say? I'm so slow that it takes me 90 minutes to watch. No, take an hour and a half to watch 60 minutes. Georgia Hood pitching for the Stars.
Well, I tell you what, for the opposite team, if they come in and get a hit off of Georgia, go home and think about that, because it'll be an achievement in itself.
Absolutely. Holly Tollier having a hit for the All-Stars as she gets a piece of this one that just goes into foul territory.
Just nibbling away, Holly. It's a beautiful name. I was going to name my first daughter Holly, but my wife then, now ex-wife, said that she's not going to be called Holly Hull. So that stopped that.
Holly Hull.
Holly Hull.
Great pitch from
Yeah,
Georgia.
wasn't it? Yeah, it was just hard and flat, straight down the.
Just fires
Case.
that one in
Yep.
at 103 k's an hour. You could tell by the slap of the glove how hard that hit. Sarah
Probably-
Tompkins doing the catching still for the Stars, by the way. Good calling. Georgia King now for the All-Stars. Played in the state under 16s last year. We could say last year now. It was January last year, so 12 months ago.
She can play all right, George. Both Hills players, maybe one George would like to take it easy on the other George, but I don't think so.
Doesn't need to, as this one's fouled over to the right side, and
Look at Harris running. Whew.
she can move like the wind. Linda White left it for her as well. I'm not getting that.
No, she says.
Leading team's replay. Let's watch Harris take off from second. Overtakes Belinda White.
I was saying we should have a celebrity race, home to first, between the quick players in the Premier League one day, James, or one night, grand final night.
Just home to first or all the way around?
Well, one or both. You could do both.
Well, I like all the way around because home to first is only going to take, well, sub 3 seconds.
2-9, perhaps 2-8. Good batting, Georgia.
I can see Archie King keen to go in the background. He's going to play in the men's All-Star game. His big sister, Georgia King, up to bat now.
Oh, okay. How old's Archie? 8?
Archie played under 14s.
Okay, I thought he was young.
This
Tricky.
one's ground to Kaiser, who comes up firing to home to Tonkin. Gee, these Stars girls work so well in unison, don't they? They're a well-oiled machine.
It's practice, mate.
You'd, if you're a parochial South Australian supporter, as I am, Lee, you'll know that they were robbed last national championships when the lights were turned out just as they were hitting their straps with all the momentum. New South Wales, of course, winning, I think, their 37th straight national title, but the Stars runners up the last 2 years.
Yep, fantastic effort from the girls. Great effort.
Jenna Burston in the box for the All-Star team, wearing the Mount Gambier uniform.
She might get a hit off George here, I think. I might predict a hit here from Jenna.
Just reaching out for it, so she's got the timing. Just got to let it travel a little bit more.
Umpires for this game, we haven't mentioned, it's Steve
Speaking
Wallace
of
Yarrow.
All-Stars,
Yeah, of course. Steve Wallace Yarrow on plate, and running the other bases, Kevin Tannering. Julpy, as he's known up in the APY lands. What a great contributor to our sport Kevin is.
You've called it again, Lee, as Chelsea Robinson moves so swiftly to her backhand side, so quickly, in fact, that she's able to just catch it, take it regulation, fire it across to Belinda White for the third out. So All-Stars have started, as you do in fully loaded, with bases loaded, still yet to get on the board. The Stars have blanked the All-Stars in 2 straight innings. So we will go to the third and final inning of the Women's All-Star game. The Men's All-Star game coming up straight after this matchup. And Jenna Burston's going to give me the changes. Lee, you talk to our listeners at home.
Yes, well, while this is happening, Jenna's taken over the place, giving changes, multitude of changes, which is great for the All-Stars because it gives them the opportunity to play another position, which they may never do during their home and away games.
Well, Bree Dunn has come back into the game as the one and only change, and she replaces Joe Pfeiffer at first. So Zoe Thompson's going to continue pitching the third and final inning. Georgia King is catching. We'll call out the players. And they get to the action. Maddie Cameron trying to put the game beyond reach with one swing.
That's why you don't throw pace to it. You just throw it off pace because she'll be swinging for the rafters.
We haven't seen a home run yet, Lee.
Well,
Are we far away?
not far away. Maybe with this batter.
Well, we saw
Be hard to do on that pitch though.
about 10 pitches her last turn at bat. We saw a lot go foul, and that one was in the dirt, and Georgia Hood scores from third. The two runners advance, Belinda White from first to second, and Lana Kayser over to third.
Good pitch, good try. Bit of a change up, throwing away from it, but got to keep it away from her bat. Looks like a ghost bat to me, doesn't it? She's got.
Yep, Eastern Ghost. Eastern is such a great supporter of softball in the country as Maddie Cameron lifts one. Centre field. She's gotten under it though, so a good catch
Pitcher
from Justine Coop. And again, no backup, but Georgia King handles that one well. So sacrifice fly to Maddie Cameron. Is that 2 quick outs?
Yep.
No, Maddie Cameron was the leadoff.
Yep.
Maddie Cameron the leadoff. With pass ball is why there was a base vacant.
And the batting, the hitting keeps coming, doesn't it?
Here's Chelsea Robinson. Well, Lee, this is a bit of a warm-up for us because we're back tomorrow for the state championship A-grade finals. Women's game starting at 11:30. The men's game at 1 p.m. For the title of state champion in the 65th edition.
Do we know who the contenders are or the finalists?
Yes, the women's have Adelaide, Mount Gambier and the Hills in the top 3, and in the men's it's Nampsa and Hills. So it will be great action with the 2v3 game to be played before the final for a right to play off in the final. So very much looking forward to the action tomorrow.
Are you playing?
I am. I'll call the women's final with you, and we'll get you a special guest commentator to do the men's game.
Roger.
I've gone back to the NAMSA. The MFSA Angels don't have a team this year.
So you're playing what position? First, somebody told me you were at first.
I've played a few positions so far this tournament. Let's get back to this action though. Chelsea Robinson chops at this one and it goes foul.
So is Jared playing?
Yeah, Aussie Steelers pitcher Jared Farrell, and MVP of the men's national championship last time it was run and won, and best batter.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Pitching for the Hills team. They've kept him pretty fresh. Robinson smashes this to left side and a good catch taken. Double play opportunity as Belinda White wasn't tagging up. So just a little bit of a brain fade for the champion Belinda White. A great catch taken out at left field by Sarah Polderman.
Got an arm, didn't she, Sarah?
Yeah, let's look at the leading team's replay. She took a great catch and the throw just out of reach for Holly Tollier at third base. Sarah Tonkin now the hitter. We are at the 6th in the lineup as Tonkin had a double her first turn at bat.
They hit the ball hard, don't they, some of these girls?
And some of these girls haven't played since the week before Christmas, so it's been a good month-long break so far, and doesn't look like they've skipped a beat.
No, they'll be better for the run, won't they? I think Georgia King's a reasonably good catcher for a young person.
Yeah, great pickup then.
Yep.
Tonkin fouls this
That's
one.
Tonkin flat hits, isn't it? Usually up the middle, Sarah. In the Premier League, how many shots have we seen extra base hits from her?
Yeah, she's one of the better players in the competition along with her teammates tonight. Missing a few of the stars tonight, just some unavailability, but Hayley Benithan's one who has headed overseas to take on her college career. Sophie Roberts was keen to play but had another previous engagement. Amber Hood also missing for the Stars tonight.
Three quality players, young players.
Jess Neves.
Yeah. So this is what the pitcher and catcher need to work out. Every hit she's done has gone to the same place. You throw something different.
Well, we set it with Maddie Cameron up to bat.
Yep.
She was pulling all the balls, so time to change one up and throw it on the outside. So this is where these young players can learn.
Yep.
Pippa Adkins is another name missing tonight from the fray.
There we are. There's the change.
Good change of pace. Look at the pace in the outfield. A great catch from Justine Coop, and
excellent pitch.
That will do it for the Stars in the third inning. They did put 2 runs on the board and extend their lead out to 10. The All-Stars with their work cut out for them. Leading teams replay. Great pace. Oh, she checked to make sure that the left fielder was not coming as well. Did you see her lift her eyes or drop
just
her
awareness,
eyes?
Just awareness.
Yep, great.
But the change of pace, you see, brought on out.
Yeah, well, we're just saying. So Georgia Hood's going to throw the third and final inning for the Stars. And after the third out is made, the men's will come in and take over. I do believe there's an umpiring change. We will hopefully have that in a pretty quick turnaround, just so we don't have our fans watching at home. I can see the men there in the background just waiting to go about their business. We've got the 3 runners taking their position for the All-Stars. Now, Lee, All-Stars have only had the 6 batters so far. We're going to see a change this inning, change of fortune for them?
Well, let's hope so. Georgia's pitching very well.
I was just wondering if Georgia was always planned that she was going to throw all 3 tonight. Steph Trzynski is the other Stars player.
There you are. So.
The others are the international stars that the Stars have had in the team. Jalen Ford and Jessie Dresswick. So quality, absolute quality.
Jalen Ford. We could talk about her for a while, couldn't we?
All of them have got such great rap sheet.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph Trzynski, in just a taste of what's to come. She has only pitched a couple of games. So West Torrens have had her in their back pocket. I think they've got the best record out of the last 8 or 9 games of the first half of the season. Here's the first run across the plate for the All-Stars. Sliding in is Holly Tollier. And they're on the board, the All-Stars, and they're all very happy in the third base dugout. Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. We see a bit of this in fully loaded action because there's no warm-up pitches. You just thrust into it.
I can't believe that got underneath Sarah then. Something you don't see a lot of.
Great batting from Charlie Nash.
Charlie, yep. They were, I believe she played in Port's A-grade side, and they said she did a very good job. Yep. One of the games prior to Christmas.
Yep, we'll speak of Port Adelaide quite early in the return to the season. Some off-diamond action happening at the club, change of coach, and I don't know if that'll change their fortune or not, but the club assures us that they're in good hands, and but we'll touch on the Port Magpies when we return to Premier League action on January the 30th. So put it in your diaries.
It's Pink Day.
Yes, our first Premier League game back. It's going to be Breast Cancer Awareness Round. You, of course, have got a terrific pink get up, haven't you? You've worn it the last few years?
Yes, I have, but I won't be wearing it on public transport. I'll be putting it on when I arrive here.
Terrific initiative from starting way back over 10 years ago from Glenelg and Walkerville as a double play opportunity here. Ground out from Nash to first base Belinda White, who plays the base, pivots, and then fires it to home for a tag out and a double play. So denying the All-Stars of a second run.
Yeah, but the pink game, it's going to be between the B grade teams, Walkerville and Glenelg this year, because Glenelg haven't got an A grade team in the Premier League this season. So everybody deck yourself out in your finest pink.
Zoe Thompson, we've seen her pitching the last couple of innings. Let's see her swing the bat. 10-1 to the Stars. They're 1 out away. And Sarah Polderman, who's played left field in all 3 innings, may miss out on getting a turn at bat.
Well, that'll be bad luck because I want to see what she can do because she's certainly got an arm. So people with strong arms like Maddie Cameron and Belle White can usually hit the ball. That's a theory of mine, James, why catchers are so good at hitting. Because they see a lot of the ball during the game.
Yeah. Almost enough to get most of the players coming through the junior ranks to at least learn how to catch. Zoe Thompson gets a good piece of the ball to Harris, who has a great pick up. 3 outs is all you need, ladies. That will do it for the Women's All-Star game at the 65th Senior State Championship. They're gonna let her have another bat, which is terrific. So Sarah Polderman will have a bat.
Well, I haven't seen this girl hit, but I'm going a hit here. Hit to the outfield.
Oh, it looks like there's a couple of batters that want to have a swing of the bat as well.
That's
so
fair enough.
Good on the Stars for giving them a chance. And Lee, I can see a change in the field. Ada Caruana, who is the best right field that I've ever seen, is playing left field. Maddie Cameron's gone out to right field and left the centre field position open.
Come on, Sarah. Don't let me down here. It's been waiting a long time to have a hit, hasn't she?
Yeah. The competition, the competitive nature of this Stars lineup, they haven't held back, have they?
You can't turn yourself off.
Gets this one to Harris, who has to back a couple and fires it across to Belinda White for the out. So the Stars just continuing their dominance. What a great play from Harris. Like I said before, some of these players haven't played in over a month and still in great shape. They're still...
You don't lose it, do you? You don't lose your skills. You might lose your fitness.
Yeah. Still ultra competitive.
Yep.
Another opportunity. This is Bree Dunn.
Well, James, just side of this, Jordan and you are both competitive, very competitive players. What's it like at home? Do you charge each other to do the dishes or what?
Leading team's replay just showed the fancy footwork. The helmet came off. Great camera angle and a good replay here from our Spacequake Sports team. Lee, I'm not trying to avoid your question. Of course, it's competitive at home. We like coming up against each other, but we also like supporting one another as well. So it's
fantastic,
a fun place to be.
Yep, of course.
I'm very fortunate enough. I'm going into my private life here, Lee, to be living with all 3 of the Lambert sisters at the moment. Shannon's visiting from Belgium.
Oh, okay.
And Regan, of course,
from up north. Regan, isn't she? Why is she Wyella? Did she go to Wyella? Or?
No, that's her partner. Anyway, let's get back to the action. This is Bree Dunn from Mount Gambier. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for the All-Stars. 10 runs to 1 to the Stars. Just sending a reminder to the rest of the country that the Stars are here, and they're going to be tough to beat in the years to come, aren't they?
Have a look at this. They're saying it, aren't they? Have a look at this.
And come and get us.
Nothing. Yeah, we've lost nothing.
Well,
and they're young. Look at their ages.
Absolutely. They're superstars as well as people, like on and off the field. They have a great feel about the team, amongst the team as well, but they're all so happy to give their time to others involved in the sport. So
a lot of them have been mates, real serious mates for a long time.
Yeah, and you can hear the crowd really getting behind both teams, showing their appreciation. So we thank the Stars very much for their time, and they'll be around the place as well this weekend helping out. Some of them are playing, and we're just now waiting for the umpires to return for the All-Star game. And if I can play producer for a moment with the Spacequake sports team, I think that we should waste no time in announcing who our special guest player is. He's playing out at right field. Can you get the camera out to right field for us? Pan across to the right side of the diamond and you will see Spacequake Sports himself, Mr. Spacequake Sports himself, Mr. David Margleton. Can you hear us, David?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you,
we can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, here we go.
All right.
We're doing it, guys. We're doing it.
We've got a mic'd up player. It's David Margleton. Now, Lee, I don't know if you remember this time last year, we didn't telecast the game, live stream the game, but David Margleton had one turn at bat, and he has a career batting average in softball of 1,000.
Yes, I know.
So
no pressure to maintain.
No pressure at all, Dave. And
he has mentioned it on the odd occasion, like every time.
And he's in his lucky uniform because he wore the MFSA Angels uniform last year when he got his hit. He's got the cleats on as well.
Oh,
he's got the Rawlings gold glove. So
he got rid of the ice skating. He plays ice hockey. He's not wearing them, is he, the boots?
David, have you got to know your teammates yet?
A couple of friendly faces out here. I'm quite happy to be on Caleb's team.
Yep.
I think a lot of the other boys just getting to know the out beforehand.
And you've got a message for your crew behind the camera. Oh, you're just moving around a bit too much for the reception. Say that again.
Just flattering.
Just as it shakes, mate. It's we've just lost you, but
all good.
There you go.
Yeah, I think when I'm in that dark corner there, that's probably a bit beyond our range.
It's probably a good corner for you to be in.
All right, now do you know where you're batting in the batting order?
I think there was word that I might be second. Caleb.
Second.
Am I batting second? I'm batting.
Oh, beautiful. Well, we can't wait to see you in action, David. We'll check back in with you during the game. Well, not when you got an at bat. We want you to concentrate.
Yeah.
But Lee.
No, at bat. I need to
just missed you there again, David. So
if you put one over the fence, I'm off.
All right, let's go around the men's defensive lineup. Now, what we've done is that we've taken players from each of the teams playing this weekend, and we've separated them. So a couple of players from each team, separated them into the team so they're not with any of their teammates. You will see some of the same uniforms, but there's a number of teams playing tonight. The two teams' names, well, let's give them a name, Lee. The men's team that is batting first.
The Bush Rangers.
The Bush Rangers. And the team batting second, we'll just call them the All-Stars. So Bush Rangers versus the All-Stars.
Margleton's All-Stars.
Margleton's All-Stars, okay.
Got a good, nice ring about it.
All right, we'll have to let him know that we've named the team after him. Actually, I can see him smiling, so. All right, so let's go through the Margleton's All-Stars lineup, Lee. Have you got it there? Nicholas Dorr pitching.
Pitching the Chook Baker. Josh Goodman at first. James Goslet at second. Bodie Williams at third. Caleb Zackley, him too. There's two of them at shortstop. And Sam Pachuras is at left. Darryl Elliott is at centre. And
the man himself, David Margleton, in
Margleton.
Right field.
Ooh.
Okay, so we've got a change for the other team. Lee, we'll see the lineup when it comes, so we'll go through the Bush Rangers team in just a moment. So just waiting on the umpires. Lee, do you think the men's are going to have any trouble with the 180-foot fence?
No trouble at all.
So no trouble with the 180-foot fence, Lee? Tell us some more.
I wouldn't think so. I think I could probably hit it over there. I'll be interested to see if the great man himself from Spacequake, David Margleton, hits it over. Because I'll be shouting drinks if he does.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. What's the lineup for the Bushrangers, Lee, while we've got some time? Harry May pitching to Alex Weston. Joe Harvey at first base with Archie King at second. Mark Stevens at third with Corey Nisbet at shortstop, the outfield. Sebastian Heintzanger, Aaron Cox, and that's the change, Lee. It is Kale Karpani in at right field for the Bushrangers. We're still waiting on the umpires. The guys are trialling out the flexible home run fence out there in left field. And Darryl Elliott, mate, when you watch this game back, you break it, you bought it. Here we go. We've got the Blues ready to go. Looks like it's Sebastian, better known as Baz, will lead things off, Lee. Just a youngster, teenager.
Very young
in his
face,
first
isn't he?
year or so of softball. I think it might be his second season of softball. The great Darren Unger.
Oh, yes.
He's got two boys
Darren
playing
Yep.
in the men's team out
That's
at the Hillbillies
fantastic.
out at NAMSA.
Hillbillies.
Very famous softball name in South Australia. Hillbillies have won more NAMSA titles than any other team. Here we go, and that is umpire Kevin KT Tannenbring doing the having a chat to the young pitcher out, and that's Nicholas Dorr for
Gee, he looks
Margleton's
young,
All-Stars.
Nick, doesn't he? How old's he, James?
He's in the boys team, which is under 16 now. Lee, when the teams were being drawn up, he jumped straight at it at the opportunity to pitch. We are just about ready to go. Steve Wallace-Yarrow just dusting off the pitching plate. Now, the under-16 boys, it depends on how old he is. If he's just out of under-16s, wonder if he's used to the size of the ball yet, because under-14s, they use a smaller ball and they pitch from a closer distance.
Big difference in that 11-inch ball to 12-inch ball. I don't know what the circumference is in metric.
Here we go, Sebastian Heintzanger to lead things off for the Bushrangers. Great start from young Dorr. The bases are loaded. Kale Kapani on first base, Mark Stevens on second, and Archie King at third base. The runners for the Bushrangers. That's a good pitch on the outside edge.
He's going to pitch very carefully, isn't he, Nick? That's what he's doing. Knows he can't blow him away, so just nibble away and see if you can buy some outs, some cheap outs. David Margleton's back a long way at right field there.
Great shot through second base. Goslet tried to get it on the backhand side, and Elliott fires it in over to third base. Thought he had a better play at third than he did at home, and Stevens scores from second. King scores from third, and Heintzanger smashed that one through James Goslet at second base.
I would have liked to seen David Margleton in his first attempt backing up there at centre field, but he's moving into a good position there.
Now, Joe Harvey plays for the Pirates. It looks like he's just drawn his sword as well. We've missed that on the camera. That would have been a sight to see. One of the great characters of the game, Joe Harvey. Featured in a credit union advert recently as well, in his Pirates uniform. So supporting their cause. It was a raffle, I believe. So it was a B-grade celebrity. He's pointing and calling his shot. Joe Harvey, well, he's doing a bit of Hollywood now, isn't he?
He want to hit it somewhere deep here after that.
Making the most of his TV time. 2 balls for Joe Harvey. Well, he does have a hitter's count. Let's see if he calls his shot again. Smoking Joe Harvey, they call it.
Smoking Joe today.
Yeah, works for Forestries.
Oh, he's got a bit of pace on that, Nick, didn't he? He just said, start that business.
3 balls. So Nick has been firing a few in here. If he gets it around the mark, Joe Harvey's not going to waste his opportunity to be on TV and fouls that one off.
Smoking Joe had not lit up then. It was a bit high, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, like I said, he didn't want to waste his chance on a live broadcast. Still talking away, having a good time. That one is low, and he'll get himself on board for a walk. So it's bases loaded again for the Bush Rangers. 2 runs up early on. Aussie Steelers squad member Harry Mays doing a bit of the coaching for this team. And shout out to our good friend Jared Farrell, who couldn't make it tonight, but always a keen contributor.
How are you, Chops?
No,
Miss you here, mate. We miss you.
runner doesn't go, so Kale Karpani on third base.
This is Alex, isn't it? Running.
Representing the Riverland on third base. Didn't go on that wild pitch, but this is Axel Western Strapple.
Yeah.
Made the was the state under 16s last year. Made the junior Aussie squad, so I think he'll go away to Friendship Series this year.
He can play.
It's a bit of fun and games up there at first base. Josh Goodman and Joe Harvey are teammates, I believe, in the Hills League.
Umpire Tannering wasn't impressed.
Laying the law down. Here we go. Back to Axel, bat in hand. Oh, just getting away from Nick Dorr here a little bit. Chuck Baker's his state coach. He's behind the plate as well. Chuck is a great story, actually. He was a state men's representative in 2000, moved into state, played for Northern Territory a couple of years later, and when he's moved back to Adelaide over the last couple of years, come straight back to the sports.
Margleton.
Muggleton's in with a chance here, but it's out of reach.
Good choice.
Field, home run to young Axel Western Strapple, a grand slam home run. Karpani, Heintzanger, Joe Harvey will all cross the plate before him. And we've seen our first home run, Lee.
Yep. And David Margleton did his very best and realised it was not catchable.
Can we go to David out at right field? David, you were under it, mate. What was going through your mind?
I was definitely under it, because even if that wasn't a fence there, that thing was flying by me.
Well, I don't think you'll be out of the play for too long, mate. So back on your toes here. You guys have got 6 runs to catch up on now. You reckon you've got it in you in the batting order?
Oh, put me in, coach.
I love it. I love it. Well, one swing of the bat, David, and 4 runs on the board. So we'll come back to you again. This is Aaron Cox. Lee?
Oh, long ball here. Long ball over the normal home run fence here for me, 229 or something.
I like the gear as well, the high socks, the leg guard, the elbow guard.
He is a terrific fella too.
You know him, Lee?
Sorry?
You know him?
Well, he's Derek Roberts' who's he?
Grandson-in-law.
Grandson-in-law, that's right.
Grandson-in-law,
Yeah.
okay.
I had to think about that, mate.
Don't worry, I had your back, mate. Yeah, of course, fellow Softball SA Life member, your old sparring partner, Neville.
Our emphasis on the
Derek
old.
Roberts. Yeah, well, that's for you to say, not me.
Oh, I did it. You want me to repeat it?
Do you know why he's been around as well, Derek, this weekend? Because his son Nathan's having a game.
Yeah, he was, yeah. I saw him
Good to
going
see
home
him.
today with his shirt undone and his less than hairy chest on display. And I said, the sun will burn you, lad.
Supports a great set of dreadlocks as well.
Yep. Well, if you're into dreadlocks, they're great.
Let's get back to Aaron.
It's going over the home run fence by the scoreboard.
He shaped bunt just then.
Bunt. Oh, well, there you are. Base on balls. He's just checking. Just checking what comes after 3. It's 4.
Yeah. This is Corey Nisbet up to bat. Has been a under 19 men's and open men's state representative. It's been a while. He was keen to go around again this year, but we, of course, have lost the men's national championship this year due to COVID, as we have with all national championships this summer.
And they were so keen to the men.
you saw a couple of the trials.
Yeah, as a selector. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a few surprises, or
no, I just think some young fellas coming through like Caleb and that, terrific skills they've got. I think the future's looking good.
Who's the best then in the state? Who was the one that really took your eye?
Of young people?
Of all.
Of all?
Let's give him a plug. Who was it?
Well, I'm not going to pump your tyres up. But will I say that the combination of pitcher and catcher, Harris, and the big fella Chops, yes,
that's enough.
That's enough.
Mate.
No, I don't need to promote you anymore. Well, that's the truth. I don't lie. You know that.
No, you mentioned the young talent, and that is
Caleb. He
can move, the kid, and he's just shown so much. We'll see him in the batting order coming up in a moment, but he's playing shortstop at the moment for Margleton's All-Stars as Corey Nisbet chases a couple of pitches, 2-2 count. Good to see the boys having a swing now, taking the bat off their shoulder. Strikeout looking, so Nicholas Dorr has his first strikeout victim. Dawes, Lee, he's got the plural on the end of his name.
Right. Well, doesn't matter which door you open, Nicholas has done it.
All right, we talk elite men's in this state, and this guy is in the conversation every time. Harry May will patiently sit on one.
Good player, isn't he, Harry?
Well, you know what? Like, he showed so much promise as a young player. Came back in the pack a little bit through his middle teenage years, but has just exploded the last couple. Gets jammed up. I've given him the commentator's curse straight to Josh Goodman for the second out. So 2 quick outs for Margleton's All-Stars. This brings up Archer King. We saw his bigger sister, Georgia King, playing in the women's game. My apologies for that, for the curse. Chops at this one. Dawes gets under it to make the play. Well, for 3 outs in a row. They needed that earlier. They came up 6 early. So after the first of the men's All-Star game, it's all ahead of Margleton's All-Stars. Can you hear us, David?
Boys?
Yeah, 6 runs.
It's fully loaded. That's one swing of the bat and we're almost there. No worries, boys.
Beautiful. All right, we'll remind you guys in the dugout. I can hear them in the background, so we'll speak to you again shortly. Well, as the Bushrangers, Lee, take to the diamond, I can see Harry May with ball in hand is pitching to Axel Western Strapple. We need to give it a nickname. That's a mouthful.
The hyphenated.
You can't just give that nickname to everyone with a hyphen in their name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
anyway, let's go around the diamond. I think Joe Harvey's playing at first base.
We could call him Oars, Axel Western Sharple. Oars.
I'll let you work on that.
I don't need to work on it. I've already got it.
It's Archie King at second. Corey Nisbet's playing shortstop with Mark Stevens at third. State representative Mark Stevens, and playing for the Vikings. Great to see the Vikings part of the state championships again for the second year.
Yep.
A Masters team, and comes up against just any of the other men's teams. They'll have a game anywhere.
And have a look how many men's team nominated for this weekend, James. You brought that to my attention.
Yep, more than ever. We're going to go back to our man on the mic, David Margleton, in just a moment. Seb Heintzanger at left field. Centre field is Aaron Cox, and at right field is Kale Carpani. Sam Paturis, the lead-off batter. David Margleton, you're on deck, mate. Second batter. All right. Well, watch Harry May here. I'm going to give you a tip for Harry May. That's his best pitch there, that one, the rise ball. So if you can sit on one that is going to come in around the knees, that's your best chance.
All right, what are you looking for in the rise ball?
Yeah.
All right, David.
All the best, mate.
The best.
Thanks,
we're right behind you. Some of us are further back than others.
Shot from Sam Paturis. Drives this one deep to left field. It travels the journey. It's a home run in every competition. And as David Margleton said, one swing of the bat, right back in it. A grand slam home run for Sam Paturis.
Great shot, wasn't it? Clean as a whistle.
We have seen this kid in the last 4 years in the open men's team just develop, and now he's blossomed. He is a genuine high standard player in the men's competition, and that one, he didn't get under it. It was an elevated line drive, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and I saw him when I was as a selector for the men's in the tunnels. I saw him in the hitting there, and he was actually hitting Jared. And if anybody can hit Jared, you can play. And that was a terrific shot.
Well, thank you, and well done to Sam. Dave Margleton up to bat.
Oh, look! Oh, bad luck, Dave.
Rounds out to Joe Harvey.
Yeah.
They weren't holding back on you, Dave.
No.
All good, mate. You'll get another chance, but they weren't holding back.
I tell you what, I'm going to have to eat my words, Margleton.
You're on mic here, Dave. Oh, he's not happy. He's not talking.
I'm fuming. Fuming.
All right.
Put your ice skating boots back on.
All right. Well, we'll check back in with David as Harry May throws to Daryl Elliott and a change-up. Daryl's having some words here. He's not short of a few smart remarks, Daryl Elliott. It's a pest.
I find that unusual with grown men. Harry might have just backed off a bit after that shot from Sam. That had something on it.
Yeah, no holding back.
I remember when you used to pick him up and take him from softball here up to Nampsa years ago, Harry, didn't you? When he was a very young lad.
Well, he's back this year. He makes his own way there now.
Okay, yeah.
He's he did play for the Hillbillies, didn't he? Back way back when. He's
seems
just
a long
been
time
talent.
ago now.
Yeah, it does.
Great pitch
for a strike, and Lee, if I'm Daryl Elliott, I'm not leaving those ones because now that he's level in the count, he's one strike away. He's not going to give you anything here.
Like that.
Great pitching from
Good call, James.
Harry May. Gates just open, so that's where KT's gone. This is James Goslet up to bat. Was our state under 16, under 17 captain. That was the last year of the 17s when we hosted here in Adelaide.
Yep.
And he's also coming of age. James Goslet swings freely now, like it was like he was swinging within himself over the last few years as he was forcing his way into men's competition. Now,
powerfully built young man, isn't he?
Yeah, can hit the ball on his day. Leaves that one alone.
Harry's no different than any quality pitcher. Once you get strike out, you start to get into find your rhythm, don't you?
Absolutely. Tough for the All-Stars as well. They've given up 6, and then they've got to come up and face May.
Yep. His sister, very good pitcher for the Hills, wasn't she? Courtney played for West Torrens, I think, initially.
Well, both of them actually made junior Aussie squads.
Yep. Tells you something in the genes, I think. Just checking the count with umpire Wallace Yarrow. Terrific change-up. Axel's saying I'm just wild about Harry because that was a fantastic strikeout then on the change-up.
Well, a couple of strikeouts to wrap it up at the end of the first inning, and it's a 6-run-to-4 game. We're getting a visit from the tournament chief umpire, KT.
No, there's no limit.
No, just a regular, fully loaded game, 3 outs, and it's the end of the inning, and it looks like Nicholas Dawes is going to continue.
Why don't you tell us about the award that Kevin Tannenbrink got, the Viv Triplet Award, James?
Yeah, we made mention of it early in the season. He was the recipient of the Viv Triplet Umpire of the Year Award for his services to umpiring, not just in the local competitions, not just for the state and the state umpiring committee and the work that they do in the recruitment and the retention and the training of the umpires, but he gives up his time to go to the APY lands and work with the Indigenous communities in far north South Australia. He's been doing it for 13 or 14 years now with the support of the SANFL. And then as a runner looks to cross the plate, Corey Nisbet shows his wheels, and 7th run crosses the plate for the Bushrangers. But he also works at a national level as well as the tournament chief umpire for junior softball, as well as, I think his days on the diamond are coming to an end. He's not evergreen like your good self, Lee, but, I would describe him as evergreen because he feels like he's been around forever.
He has, and that's a wonderful achievement from Kevin. And
well, I hope I haven't missed anything either.
No, I don't think you have.
Because he deserves this accolade, and it's terrific to see a South Australian take home the award that's been somewhat monopolised, I guess you could say, from the umpires in the eastern states.
For those people who didn't know Viv Triplett, she was the head of the umpires in Australia, outstanding person in that field, just like our Alan McAuliffe has been here.
Well, that's Carpani with a shot to right field. Margleton's in the action.
Tell him.
He tries to throw home as the second run. That's Archie King crosses the plate.
Cut.
Let's go to David. In softball, mate, you got to hit the cutoff.
No one had their hands up with the cutoff.
Just thought you'd fire one home, see if you could get the runner. Did you see Archie showed you no respect? He jogged home.
And you know what? It's not cricket, so don't get down like a cricketer to field the ball.
Doing my best here, boys.
I know you're going well. Hey, we're praising you up.
All right, got to back up that throw as well.
It wasn't a half bad throw to home, though, was it?
Oh, no. Mate, it looked good. It might even make the leading team's replay. I don't know about that. Nah, not quite. We'll make sure that we get you on an action replay, though.
So you want action as well. Oh, hello.
Well, Dawes, another pitch just gets away from it. So this young fella's got a bit of developing to do, but like I mentioned earlier, it's probably his first or second year, probably his first year with the larger ball and the longer pitching distance.
Yeah.
So good on the kid for giving it a crack.
Of course, he's got age on his side. That's going to land maybe.
Elliott takes a good catch on the run. Sam Paturis wanted nothing to do with that one. He's done his job. He's hit his grand slam. Darryl Elliott just hogging the screen time. Like I said, he's a pest, that guy.
Yeah, message to the centre fielder, Elliott. A little bit of humility wouldn't go astray.
On the leading team's replay.
Yeah.
He's happy with that. Up to bat is...
We can see that, can't we, with modest players like that out there?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then again, gee, the game looks good with a bit of colour.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Seb Heintzanger, better known as Baz to his teammates, gets a piece of this one to the backhand side. Caleb Zackley's in the game for the first time, and he knocks it down so the runners don't advance. Would have been a tough play because Heintzanger was up there in a flash.
And the main thing is he held his throw. He didn't need to rifle one across.
Look at that swing. This kid's only 15, 16 years of age. Well, Joe Harvey gets his time again. He's trying to outdo the centre fielder for Margleton's All-Stars here.
Well, he's
draws the sword again. This one we got on TV, Joey. Be happy with that. Oh, check swing. Look how hungry he is to swing the bat.
That was more like the abandoned ship shot. If you let it hit you, they'll put you up at first, mate. Save all the swinging.
There is the leading team's replay. Joe Harvey drawing the sword. Pirates life for him.
They're interesting, aren't they, the Pirates?
I love the way they go about it. Like on a Saturday afternoon.
Remember in the grand final they played before?
A couple of years back. They won a B-grade premiership and they stuck around. They celebrated in the outfield and they got their TV time.
Coached by Captain Driftwood. Oh, look
Shot
out.
From Joe Harvey.
Oh,
See,
what's he going to do? What's his reaction going to be when he gets the first?
The guy can play.
Yeah.
And a good shot from Harvey as the Bushrangers. Well, they've got 8 on the board. They're back to loaded bases. And guess who's up to bat? the Grand Slam hitter. Now, Lee, I've been given word.
Yeah.
We wanted a nickname. Axel's nickname, Grease.
Oh, that's not bad.
Clever. I like it.
Oh, I don't.
Kapani slides in.
Whoa.
Safely for
Gee.
another run to the Bushrangers. Kevin Dannery.
He said, I'm not bending the bank.
Yeah. You messed up the play. You cleaned it up. Good job from Carol. Here's the leading team's replay sliding in. Beautiful.
Small trailer load of sand to fill that hole.
Now, Axel's nickname's Grease.
Yeah.
His brother's name is Ajax.
Yeah.
I reckon his nickname is the cleaner.
Detergent.
Well, back to the action. Chuck Baker asking the question. Another one of his state team players is Ajax.
Was he called Chuck?
Is Axel, I should say. Sorry, Axel Chuck Baker, because that's his nickname.
Oh, I understand that. Thank you, Einstein. But why is he called Chuck?
Good question.
I know why Gemma Letton's father's called Chuck, because that's what he's got. Oh.
He has a swing at that because he wants to have a strike to swing at, I think. That's He's flirting with danger there because wherever this pitch goes, I reckon Tannerbring's going to call it.
Throw it high and out. Like that, that's right.
He wants another home run.
No.
He's done it. Another home run. 2 home runs in the game for Axel. It's a 3-run shot, though, this time.
And Darryl Elliott leapfrogged the 180-foot fence home run to get the ball.
Great action from one of our young
What
state
an
players, 16, 17 years of age.
They stick with it, mate. There's a big future. Look at Jared. Look at yourself.
Here's your
Started as young people.
Yeah.
Stay.
Oh, well, I had a great coach when I was younger, Lee. Butch Sims out at CDSA was my junior coach. Can't remember my first state coach's name, though.
Well, modesty prevents me from mentioning his name. But there's
Scott
3.
Brady. Scott Brady was my Lee Hull, my first and favourite state coach. 27 years ago, my friend.
We both got older since then, I think.
Oh! Aaron Cox will wear one in the elbow
bench.
guard. It was a sharing smiles and obviously an accident. It's all fun in this all-star game and plenty of fun being had. We're in the top of the second innings. Bushrangers way out to a lead. Oh, that one was in the side, not in the elbow.
Aaron Cox, knowing him like I do, he's just going to laugh about that. Not a nasty streak in him.
Well, Corey Nisbet up to bat. He's playing shortstop in this game, but I've recently seen him play centre field, and he took one of the best catches I've ever seen, running, diving over the fence to complete the catch, rob the batter of a home run.
Fine physique for a player, hasn't he, in our sport? Just looks like a player.
He's an athlete as well, plays a bit of footy as well, out at the Gawler Central Footy Club over the last couple of years, I think. You heard him in the effects mic say, oh no, he checked his swing but couldn't hold it back. Just went straight back to doors for the easy 1-3. That 2 out now? Stop scoring. That happens in this game, Lee. I said it. The action is just so fast, so quick. It's hard to keep up on. And Harry May now.
Margleton could be in the action, David.
Yeah. Well, Harry May, if he gets one over the plate, will look to drive it straight up the middle. Darryl Elliott won't be able to reach it.
Okay.
Well, again, he looks opposite field.
He's looking for David.
Is he trying to pick out the weakness in the defence by picking out the right fielder?
Oh, bring him at me.
I'm glad you heard that.
I'm hungry for a catch.
Well, David, 2 fouls to the right side. If he's looking to hit it opposite field, he's coming straight at you.
Should I head a little bit closer over to the line, or am I on a good...
No, I think you're right. Go closer to the line.
Oh,
Get the
yeah.
yeah, boys.
Great
Harry.
pitch from Nicholas Dawes. He will remember that one for a while. A strikeout to Harry May.
Gee, Harry May. Harry didn't. Not that time. Modesty prevents us getting a
We
selfie.
just had a photo opportunity there
Wow.
as we see the leading teams replay. Harry May with a smile on his face. He knows that it's all in good fun,
Yep.
and we've completed the top half of the second innings. Is there some changes here? We could see. No, I don't think there has been any changes. We've still got Axel catching, and Aaron Cox is moving out to centre field. Yeah, same lineup as before, so unchanged for the Bush Rangers. Margleton's all-stars.
Going out to run. He's going out to run.
Let's get him on mic here as he goes out to run. David Margleton, you're on third base here, mate.
Do not run the second when the ball's hit.
Oh, I mean, I hope that I have at least that mechanic of the game down pat.
David.
I'll tell you what I'm not doing, though. If you want to slide over home, that ain't happening.
Well, I was just about to say that, David. In fully loaded, there's generally no warm-up pitches allowed, so the pitcher does have a little bit of accuracy issues. The catcher has a little bit of side issues. They always both like a sider, so if this one goes to the back net, mate, you might need to get your team back in the game. Fouls this one off, exactly. Now, David, you could do that.
Yeah, sorry, just getting a little bit patchy here.
You could do that. You could try and get home on a pass ball, or you just let the hitters do the job for you. You've got a couple of big hitters here in Caleb Zackley and Josh Goodman up to bat.
Hold up on the fly ball, man.
Well, I'm going to back my boys. How about that?
All right, let's see Margleton. Swing and a miss.
It was a good pitch, wasn't it?
Exactly, it
Harry?
was a very good pitch. And the Bush Rangers, although taking it all in fun, they're not holding back, are they? Still throwing May.
They're young men, and they're competitive. Look at that, Harry says. Marches down, halfway down the pitch.
There's our man, David Margleton, on
Yeah, look
screen.
at
Give us a wave, mate. There he is.
I tell you what, you look like a player.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he's looking the part. His crew are loving that he's in motion. The smiles around the place is terrific. So we might have to get a Spacequake game going.
I think so.
Get all the crew playing.
Yeah, get all the crew playing against. Who shall we take on? The Stars or something like that?
Well,
We could take on somebody.
yeah, well, we've got some handy players in the commentary team at least. I don't know about the production crew. I'm sure they're all sporty types. No,
Well,
we're getting a shake of the head.
Well, I know two in the A team with the commentary. Oh, that's us, by the way.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, me and Kathy. Josh Goodman. Oh, big swing in the miss.
I got a feeling with Big Josh, it's the fence or it's nothing.
His brother won the home run derby,
I know.
second year in a row.
He's a
early
terrific
tonight.
player. They're both terrific
Jeez,
players.
just smokes them.
Completely different players. One's a catcher, one's a pitcher. Oh,
Harry May not wasting any time.
yeah.
Oh, KT went for the ring up,
He did.
and it wasn't two strikes.
Oh,
We'll have to get the
Can't be that hard. 1 followed by 2 followed by 3.
2 and 2's the count. Change up, and Goodman is good enough to get a piece of the ball.
Come on, David, hold your base on that fly ball. The deep fly, you'll walk home.
Yeah, tag up on the fly ball, David, and you can leave as soon as the ball's touched the glove.
He's brushing away the flies.
Goodman will go down swinging. And
A
it was
good
big
pitch to
cut.
him, wasn't it? Good pitch to him.
Now, you want to see a working class man in action. It's this guy here, Chuck Baker, the state under-16 boys coach. Only knows one way, and that is he went to the school of hard knocks. You know, he's just a battler, and I love the way he goes about it because
School of hard knocks. So
it's
that's
just about honesty, isn't it?
yeah, that's right. That's where he got his name, Chuck, because he was caught chicken stealing probably. I'm just trying to work out why they call him Chuck. I know it's his nickname. Like yours is, well, mine's Mr. Terrific. What's your nickname?
I'll just pick myself up as we see Chook Baker.
Come on, David.
Check the
Where is
swing.
he? God. You told him to score on that.
All right, let's get him back on the mic. David, now there's 2 out, mate. You've got
There's
to take
no way
every
I was making
opportunity.
that.
Oh,
No
come
way.
on.
All right. Well, here's a tip. Here's a tip. You've got to get a lead off. All right. Now, Steve Wallace-Yarrow is our state umpiring chief. He's right behind you, so you don't want to get it off too early.
Go.
Yes, David. Yes, David.
He hesitated.
He's made it, and he
Well
scores
done,
a run
David.
for the Margleton All-Stars. Well done, David. As
Never
he
doubted you for a moment.
heads
Well,
back to the
maybe.
dugout. So, Goslet moves across to second, and Elliott to third.
Josh has gone third.
Chook Baker is the batter in the box. He's got 2-1 count. Do you have 2-1 or
Chook,
3-1?
Chook. Give him a foul stare here, Chook.
Oh, that was foul in itself, Lee.
Yeah, I know. David, he gets halfway and stops. The ball goes over here.
Check swing.
Oh, he didn't like that comment. That's why he's had to go at me, I think.
Lee, terrific night for softball. There's the leading
Yep.
team's replay of Chook's reaction. If
One of our new sponsors, leading teams, aren't they?
If the weather's like this for the rest of the season, I'd be happy with these conditions. Swing and a miss. So 3 strikeouts for Harry May. Strikes out the side.
Really impressive, hasn't he been?
Still gave up the 1 run. I'd like to see someone else pitch the next inning, but we'll see.
Top
It
three.
is the top of the third. We're getting confirmation from umpire Kevin Tannebring as we head into the final inning of the All-Star Games for the 2021 65th edition of the Senior State Championships.
65 years, my goodness.
Well, we've been around for 76 years. We're in our 77th season. And, it's 65 years of history. Women's teams are down a little bit, but everyone in sport's been messed around by COVID, and this is, Lee, believe it or not, our first event since state championships last January. We had our junior state championships. In Gawler in February. So the last event we've hosted here at this venue, and it's been 11 months since our last event at the junior state championships in Gawler in February last year, since COVID hit, because we had to make changes and cancelled some events, and we missed our
It was the unknown
development.
Wasn't it?
It was.
It was. Yeah.
We were going to host under 23 women's. We were going to host open men's, and it's been a shame. However, we love being back, and we love bringing you this action. And thank you so much for watching around the state and the country, and NITV. We'll be back on NITV. We've got a huge announcement for Saturday the 13th of February coming up. We won't just make the announcement just yet, but it's going to be a big announcement, a big game on the 13th of February. But first game back for the Premier League will be on the 30th, Saturday the 30th of January.
The pink day.
Breast cancer awareness round. And NITV have a big part to play in that big announcement that we're going to make for the 13th. I will use the word live. I'm not going to end it in stream. Let's put it that way. As Archie King comes up against Nicholas Dawes, who's going to pitch all 3 for his team tonight.
Terrific effort. Terrific. Both pitches, actually. Here's a go. Tell you what, he doesn't get phased, does he, Nick? He just, look at him grinning there.
Actually, I can see as I'm scrolling through the social media, I was going to thank everyone who's been watching around the place. I can see that our South Australian Softball Facebook page has posted the results so far for the state championships. So
good.
If you are interested in the state championship results, check out our Facebook page, and you'll see who's winning and in which grades. I'm just trying to get the live stream comments, but Lee, you can call some of the action. We've got Kale Carpani up to bat.
Yes, well, he scored a run, didn't he? Sliding in last time. Famous name in sport, Carpani. There's been a lot of them. They're very excellent. They are really excellent at sport.
Yeah. His brother Ken plays footy at West Adelaide Footy Club, and in his one and only year that he played state softball, made the Aussie squad, and had to turn down the offer to go on because his footy career just exploded. So
tells you, doesn't it? Tells you just natural talent.
Just great talent out of the whole Riverland region as well. Some
huge names from there. Yep. And they used to be a big contributor to our senior state championships.
They are 3 teams this year, 2 women's and a men's team. They've come back for the first time in a while for the men's, which is terrific, adding to the record number of men's teams that we've got playing this year.
I remember the great late Rosemary 80 OAM telling me one day, have a look out here, we've got 93 teams here. But that's when we had the juniors and the seniors together. You could not walk between diamonds, James. 93 teams. But times change. People get jobs, don't they? I think, people getting work on Saturdays and the weekend.
Great play from Chook Baker, trying to get Harry May napping over at third base, a left-handed third base.
Yeah,
we've seen that a little bit this weekend, and my thoughts go out to a guy affectionately known as Goober, was playing third base. Jared Farrell's brother-in-law, that is, playing third base, and just misread one and played no further part in the game as Stevens gets a hit out to right field. Margleton's in the play. That's better from Margleton into the cutoff. And runners do advance, 2 runs score. Bush Rangers out to 9. Dave, you're all over that, mate.
I don't know. I felt like I could have thrown home.
You've more chance of
throwing. Got
to be
in it to win it.
Well,
you're more chance of throwing up than throwing home, I think.
Well, I tell you what, David, if you get that chance again, do it. Throw it home. We in fully loaded, we encourage the players to go for it. So
you've cut out a bit there, but it's a deal. I'm throwing home if it comes my way again.
That's what I wanted. Hasn't that been great? Player on the mic.
Especially a player of quality.
Oh, absolutely. It'd be great if we could do it more, but we know the Premier League is serious softball action. So, hey, Lee, your very good friend Derek Roberts has sent me a message to say that Aaron's actually his grandson, not his grandson-in-law.
Well, you said his grandson-in-law.
Hey, I was taking your lead there, Lee. Let's not point fingers here, mate.
No, that's right. I'm sure I will hear it from the great man, Mr. Roberts.
We got lots of people watching at home as well, the men's and the women's game. Heaps of comments, so thanks so much for joining in the broadcast. It's great to be back, Lee. It's the top of the third, so we're only a few outs away for the end of our first broadcast for 2021, and I hope it's been a good year for you so far, Lee.
Has been.
It is great to be back. We'll be joined by Aussie Eric Bolnar will finish the baseball series with the Adelaide Giants in the coming weeks, but he'll be back for the back half of the run into the finals. Kathy Lambert will be back joining us, as well as Mark Cramp on midweeks, as this one just gets away from the Margleton All-Stars. But a new addition, Lee, we're going to make an announcement soon about this young lady, but has made herself available for commentary as well. So a new voice to our call team coming up very soon. So I'm sure you'll welcome her. This one's out to Margleton. You got to lay out for that, David. Hustle out to it. Mark Stevens turns second. Margleton throws it in.
Lovely throw, wasn't it?
Oh, Dave, if you were ever after a highlight reel for your own career, this is it. As we see the leading team's replay just out of reach. They say lay out in softball, David.
And I've got a question for you, Dave. Is your mother got a washing machine? So get your uniform dirty.
Dave, we're looking at the leading team's replay, and we can see the hitter was actually trotting. He thought you were going to catch it.
Oh, did he?
How wrong he was.
Yes. Needs to get some more softball IQ in him, I think. Tell you what, though, when it's in the air, it moves.
Absolutely,
okay.
absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
pity you didn't move with it. There you go.
He's up.
Come on, go and back up.
Joe Harvey with his second hit puts one to the fence.
Good back up, Dave. No worries.
I'm
Another
there
two.
for you, Caleb. I'm there for you. Good cup. Solid up.
Well, David, the sounds of the game.
Sounds of the game.
Margleton and
D.
Spacebank
Margleton.
Sports. Love it.
Yeah.
As Joe Harvey's had his third hit, the Bush Rangers are taking it to him, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Can Grease Lightning go 3 for 3?
I think so. I can hear Bodie going off there at first. I haven't heard him all night. He must have a sore throat, I think.
Pick up as Joe Harvey takes on the arm of the catcher, Chuck Baker, and he's safe at second. Makes the call himself.
Wait for the music before you start dancing, boys.
Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. See if Joe leaves early. No, that's fairly good base running, actually.
Just got in his glove too, didn't he? Axel. What do you call him? Grease.
That's his nickname. It's on the social media. Here we go. Young Nicholas Dawes has done a terrific job. He's given up a fair few runs, though. He's given up 17. Is there any out in this inning? We've stopped scoring
I haven't
again.
seen it. And he knows he's got a challenge here with Grease. Oh, he's looking back at umpire. Oh.
A walk for
Probably a good
Axel.
result. Good result for Nick.
Aaron Cox is the batter in the box, and Joe Harvey just gets off for a going for a cheeky extra base. Oh, plenty of love and support going on between the two teams out in the diamond at the moment. Sampaturis has moved to second. You mentioned Bodie at first. Bodie Williams at first base.
Good player, Bodie, isn't he? When he's on. Whoa!
Cox goes opposite field. It goes deep, and it's foul is called. Well, I was up and out of my seat, Lee, because it just
and rightly so, it was close.
Margleton's had to run to the fence. With Darryl Elliott's moved into shortstop, and geez, he's a bit of a utility, isn't he? Outfield, shortstop. Josh Goodman over to third. James Goslett out to left field. Caleb Zackley at centre field, and our man David Margleton. Well, he's the only player that hasn't changed position by the looks of it.
Specialist right fielder,
Specialist
probably.
right fielder. Swing and another foul ball.
I tell you what, I've seen Coxie hit the ball. If he gets hold of one of these, it's still going tomorrow. Hit it out the right field, Aaron. Let's see what the ice hockey man can do.
I saw an AMSA game a couple of weeks back where Aaron hit the ball into another diamond. It was
Here he goes.
smoked.
Come on, David.
Margleton.
Oh, he's been robbed
cut
of
off by Caleb Zackley, the swift-moving Zackley out at centre field, and
he took it off me. So.
well, the lead is blown out to 13.
There's a lot more chatter in the infield going on now.
And as much as we love this, we'd also love to see the Margleton All-Stars make a couple of outs as Dawes digs deep. Is that a change of action there? A bit of a...
That's foul.
Whipped one in then without it going all the way around windmill.
He looks like a player. It's the first time I've seen him.
But tough ask for the young fella. They played 2 games last night. They played 4 games today. It was 35 here at West Beach.
They'll sleep well tomorrow night, won't they?
And now he's thrown 3 big innings in fully loaded softball. So I reckon his teammates could have looked after him a bit better, actually.
I didn't see anybody else wanting to take the pitching role.
Took Baker trying to manufacture an out. Not a bad idea as well.
One thing about Chook's throws, they're straight. That helps, doesn't it, when you've got somebody at third?
Corey Nisbet has moved himself to a full count. Smashes this one up the middle, and Zackley looks to force it to second base, and your man Coxie's just standing in the way again. Getting himself into all the action at the moment. Good shot from Nisbet on the leading team's replay.
Can't defend that. This is Harry, isn't it?
Harry May up to bat. Just looking at the lineup, we might cut it short, I reckon.
Yeah.
Harry May, 2 runners on base. Young Nick's had his number, you'd say, tonight so far with a strikeout.
Yep. He's done very well. The good thing I've liked about him is his attitude hasn't changed. Oh, look at that.
Just a check for the swing from the Margleton All-Stars. 1-on-1 to count.
Harry's got to be thinking one for the team now. Yeah.
Now it's Harry calling the balls and strikes.
Yeah, really.
It's great fun that the guys are having out there, and it's not often that we can have a social game because we're always playing to win, aren't we, Lee? So good to see the guys with no pressure on them and just out there having a bit of fun. So just the way softball was meant to be played. This one's low and a walk for Harry May. And that is side away. So the Margleton All-Stars with it all ahead of them. They need 14 to tie it. 15 for a win.
Big call.
And we reach the final.
Margleton's in the batting lineup this time, though, I think. So there's a chance.
Well, David, we might cross over to you for the last time if you can hear us, mate. 15 runs to win.
Just setting up for a dramatic finish.
Dramatic finish, okay. Well, put it to your teammates.
Look,
and
I back them 100%. We've got a job to do. We're going to get it done, take it play by play. Let's do this.
Have you got any more sporting quotes that you can give us? Yeah, any more cliches? Listen to the sounds of the game.
I tell you what, David, you put one over the home run fence, you're going to be unbearable. And rightly so. And rightly so.
All right.
The real fence or the pretend home fence?
No, any fence will do. Even the back fence will count.
Tell you what, I'll put it over the foul line fence.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Well, thank you to David.
Yep.
For joining us. You can pack your mic away, I reckon, David, because as soon as this third out is made, we'll wrap things up here with your team. And look, I'm stoked to be back. I mentioned it a couple of times already. 2021 is going to be some big things happening for softball, not only in South Australia but in Australia. things are changing that is going to take softball into the future, which for all the softball enthusiasts and traditionalists, it might be a bit of a change, but believe me when I say it's going to be changed for the better, and 2021 is going to be the start of that. Now, speaking of changes, we've got a pitching change. We've got Vikings player Mark Stevens, quality young man, quality fella here, Mark Stevens, just whipping him in here for the Vikings up against young Nicholas Dawes, who's done all the hard work on the plate for the All-Stars.
Deserves a hit, Nick.
Yeah, we've got Caleb Zackley on third, Josh Goodman on second, and Chuck Baker on first, the base runners for the All-Stars. Nicholas has put this one to the right side and just goes foul as Kapani runs it down. Interesting to see that the left-handed infielders continue. We've got Harry May going to shortstop. He says that's his number one position.
I doubt it. He said that to me when we were picking so they were picking the teams, and he said, "I'll play at shortstop." I said, "Are you serious?" He may be. He's a pretty confident player.
Axel's gone to second base. Not too many more changes. Archie King behind the plate, catching. Aaron Cox at third.
Must be nearly ball four here, I think.
Well, let's see what Nick's got for us.
Ball four.
He will get a walk and walk a run in. He's forgotten which dugout he's on.
Here comes a big hitter.
Yep.
This is fence or nothing with this man.
Yeah. Bodie Williams loves playing the state championship event.
He gives it all. Looks like the wild man of Borneo, but he can build it. He tried to check then about an hour too late.
Outside edge, he wasn't happy with that. Gives a smile.
I tell you what, if it's up, it's going.
That one is under. Lee, this guy's got more gear in his bag than anyone I know. Actually, he carries 2 bags. He's got so much gear.
Stolen? No.
No. Well, we're actually talking about where he gets all this stuff from. Smashes that one to left field.
Oh, here we go. Here's some runs.
And it beats the left fielder. He's claiming the home run, but it's only a double.
Stand-up double.
Oh, geez, he rocketed that. No, we were talking about where he gets a lot of his stuff from. Very, how do you call it when... resourceful, very resourceful with the way that he gets his gear. A lot of the online purchases.
Oh, okay.
And geez, he smoked that one.
Yeah, he's a powerful man. Isn't he?
Yeah, one of the states, probably one of the in the top, I don't know, handful that the state's ever had. I reckon he's
he just catches, doesn't he?
Just continually putting great numbers up, and he's a good. There's the replay. It just skimmed off the hand or glove of the left fielder. This one's popped up from Sam Paturis, who hit the grand slam earlier in the game. And Nicholas Dawes tried to steal a sacrifice fly from third base. Play there from Axel. Great throw to Archie King. Well, would it be fitting for David to be the last batter of the game? I hope not. I'd like to see him get bat on ball here. Let's see how Steve-O deals to Margleton. Doesn't look like he's holding back too much, but...
No, David's... He knows what's going on.
I'm sure David's more happier to see Steve-O pitching. Is this one fired back at the pitcher? He's going to get on. He's quick.
Oh, I tell you, he's quick.
You know what? Some scorers will give that one. He's left his mic in the dugout, so we can't speak to him. But I'm giving him a hit. That's too hot to handle.
Me too. I think too hot to handle. See how quick he can run. He does a lot of playing ice hockey, and you've got to be able to run quickly in that on skates to get away from the fights. Oh,
Elliott.
tricky.
Chops this one down. Archie King has a handful as Margleton arrives safely on second.
How many times has that happened, those miss hits
Oh,
cause
mate.
problems.
Well, here's the Margleton replay. Let's have a look. He's using the Eastern Ghost as well. Swings hard.
Watching the ball. Look.
And he takes off. Look at him go.
Look at
He
him
just
go.
picks
Look
up
at
the
that.
pace. Good running technique as well.
Yeah,
and
I
he-
think so.
Well,
Didn't-
David, when you watch this back on replay, mate, we're crediting you a hit. So
Yep.
you're now 2 for 3 career.
And going to be unbearable.
Smash!
that's
That's
gone.
one with a
Look
bat
out.
flip. Goslet with a bat flip. And a 3-run shot. He was happy with that one.
As you would be.
Margleton crosses the plate. Here comes Elliott. Right behind him is Goslet. Can't wait to see this on the leading team's replay. Not only the hit, it was clean as a whistle. He smoked it to deep centre field. But also, it's going to be on the highlight reel for the bat flip.
Yep.
Let's have a look at the leading team's replay. Stevens just thumbs one in and Goslet gave it everything. Look at that bat flip. Spectacular action here.
Great shot, wasn't it?
No denying Goslet for that one.
He's not that old, is he? He looks very young in the face.
Still a
doesn't he?
teenager. Speaking of
Teenager.
teenagers, Caleb Zackley.
Got big raps about him, hasn't he, Caleb?
Yep.
And
yep.
rightly so. You pointed him out to me, and I did see him at the men's.
Debuted for the
Yeah.
state men's team last January in Blacktown.
Did not look out of place at all.
Well, he played his way into the starting lineup. You know,
Yep.
we thought we were taking away a development player, and coach Jared Farrell just put his faith in him, and he didn't disappoint.
Looks like a mature young fella. Oh,
Rory Nisbet takes a specky to end the game. That 3-run shot from Goslet made the scorebook look a little more respectable for the All-Stars. That is going to be it. It wraps up the second day of the 65th Senior State Championships for Softball SA. There's the final play. Look for Nisbet to take a chest mark here. Specky.
I was hoping he'd drop it.
Well, thank you for joining us. Back to our live streaming service here of Softball SA. We're back for 2021, and tomorrow 11:30 we are back live streaming the A-grade women's grand final, followed by the men's A-grade grand final at 1 p.m. The two all-star teams shake hands as we fare well for the first time in 2021. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow. There's the man, David Margleton. Give us a wave, David.